So what should we investigate? Should we investigate everything? Every loss that we have? We know that we will be investigating the sporadic accidents and incidents. Should those occur, they generate enough loss that investigation is pretty much required. But what about the chronic events? How much of a nonconformance is okay? How much do we accept? How much is too much? In PowerPoint 2, we went into great depth with regard to developing metrics and measurements throughout different objectives in our company. This is why. The Pareto principle says that 20% of the failures, or nonconformances, generate 80% of the losses. Those are called the significant few. The significant few can be mitigated. If the significant few can be mitigated or eliminated, we get the most positive impact for the minimum investment. So that is where we should start. When collecting evidence or data, almost all evidence can fit into one of 5 different categories. We call this the 5 P's. The first is parts. This is usually something physical or tangible. A sample listing from different industries is listed in your Latino texts, pages 119 and 120. So the first of the 5 P's. The first is parts. Second, position. Position can mean physical position. That is the debris field. How are the parts scattered? What story does that tell? The location of parts, or it can mean a point in time. Timeline of events leading up to the event. That can also help tell the story of how the incident came about. That's the second P, position. Thirdly, people. Who do we need to talk to find out about the event? There's a whole art and science to interviewing witnesses. Your text and the PowerPoint presentation go into a little bit more depth with regard to that. It is optimal, though, to get to witnesses as quickly as possible for the most accurate data. 5. Paper. What procedures or policy might have been implicated? Followed? Might have been not followed? Maybe there were procedures or policies that were cumbersome. Maybe there were some procedures that were incorrect. What reports communicate deviation from the norm? Factual information is imperative here, but paper evidence. Paper is the 4th P of those that are gathered. And then lastly, this is likely the most difficult of the 5 P's, a paradigm. Paradigm is how someone sees the world and responds to situations around them. Investigators come to the table with their own set of paradigms. Witnesses, employees, and managers do the same. Be sensitive as you interview and as you investigate. Be sensitive to the paradigms of others around you and how they might impact the investigation. When initiating an RCA investigation, the team is put together. A team charter, critical success factors, and goals are developed. The team separates and categorizes then the 5 P's. They develop an action plan of collecting the 5 P's, and then they begin that data collection. When collecting data, position and people are the most fragile. That means that they're the most apt to change soon after the event. So those are priority. It's priority to get to the position and the people, in other words, to the scene of the accident or the incident, and to the witnesses as soon as possible. Parts, paper, and paradigms follow in order of decreasing fragility, but when conducting an on-scene investigation, it's the tangible position and the witnesses that we want to get to first. Start collecting data immediately after a mishap, especially to collect the perishable data. That can be lost over time. Always verify the accuracy of the data and establish a process to tag, segregate, and quarantine data or parts to ensure their preservation. In the next video, we're going to get into investigating the human factor in specific areas where humans might err.